Niggas said he getting money, I don't believe him. Setting all these goals, but ain't working to achieve them. And squares having hoes, but these hoes need to leave them. She chose her with a pimp, went to Chanel from Adidas. I just copped a mansion, poolside margarita. And I wasn't having shit when I was flying with the heater. Now it's backwoods, back to back like Wiz Khalifa. And your hoe ain't checking traps, cause you ain't got no kind of teacher. Niggas said he getting money, I don't believe him. Setting all these goals, but ain't working to achieve them. And squares having hoes, but these hoes need to leave them. She chose her with a pimp, went to Chanel from Adidas. I just copped a mansion, poolside margarita. And I wasn't having shit when I was flying with the heater. Now it's backwoods, back to back like Wiz Khalifa. And your hoe ain't checking traps, cause you ain't got no kind of teacher. White bitch in the wind, she just came on with a win.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of the Wire Podcast. Of course, I'm Bishop St. James. Co-host, not here today. We're doing it solo dolo, but there's a lot to unpack. A lot of stuff has been going on recently. Man, it's just a lot to unpack, you know. Hope you guys are doing well out there, taking care of yourself, etc., etc. All things you need to do. But we've really been paying attention to the increase in violence. Like, there's a lot of violence lately, a lot of family violence too. Like, when you think about it, it's like a lot of family violence. And yeah, I'm a little hot. It's warm out here on the West Coast. They got me baking today for real. But yeah, there's a lot of violence going on. You know, just the other day in Memphis, you had a random, I guess you could call it a random act of violence. I'm not too certain. I'm not going to speak on whether it was random or not. You know, I wasn't there, but a young rap artist that was with the Sauce family, saucewalka, we ain't gonna say gang, saucewalka record label. His name was Say So Pay So. He was gunned down outside of the hotel. From the footage that we seen, it seemed like it was definitely intended for him, even though saucewalka was hit, I believe, twice in the leg as he was trying to escape. But after I personally watched the video, it looked like most of the gun violence was definitely aimed at the deceased artist, Say So Pay So. That shit just brings to light that, like, you know, this is for my brothers out there, you know, for my black dudes out there, my niggas, whatever y'all want to say, my homeboys, whatever. Yo, we spend all this time, right, like concentrating on a particular craft, right? But you spend this time so that you can get the fuck out the hood. You can't tell me that's not why, because everybody does that. You know what I'm saying? You spend all your life playing football so that you can make it to the NFL, so you can get the fuck out the hood. On the basketball court, so you can make it to the NBA or overseas, so you can get the fuck out the hood. You rap, try to make the best records in the studio, sell the most records, so you can get the fuck out the hood. I don't understand this need to want this street credibility persona so bad. This need to want to be in the trenches. Like, who the fuck want to be in the trenches? Could you just look at the mentality? That's such a nigga mentality when you think about it. Who the fuck wants to be in the trenches when you have Maybach truck, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, maybe a nice size boat, 10,000 square foot home? Who the fuck wants to be? I don't want to perform in the trenches. I'm just keeping it. I want to perform in arenas. I'd be pissed off the minute a motherfucker try to book me for some quote unquote back to the city show, but you know it's gonna be in the trenches. It's gonna be at so and so's after hour club. I'm not going. You niggas want to tape? I can record me performing, and y'all can play that there or something. I'm not going. It's like literally a setup. You setting yourself up. You inviting what's called unforeseeable evil. Meaning, excuse me, y'all. Meaning, you don't know when the evil is gonna occur. You feel me? But you put yourself in position to be susceptible to that evil. You know, you're less likely as a rap artist, whether you talk about guns and drugs and bitches, doesn't matter what you rap about, you know what I'm saying? But you're less likely to get robbed, shot, stabbed, killed at a big venue than you are, let me go back home, let me go back to the hood, let me go to the local theater where nobody that sold millions of records actually performs at, but I want to go there and perform because I want them to see that, like, hey, I'm back home. Nah, listen, you niggas can see on Instagram that I was back home because by the time I post them pictures, I done left already. But, it's just unfortunate the boy lost his life in broad daylight, so that, usually that was either paid for or that was definitely really personal. You know what I'm saying? But we want to send shout out prayers to his family. I don't know if he had kids or not, but, I'm sure he had a mother, father. You know what I'm saying? Got to send the prayers to them because don't nobody want to see their child. You know what I'm saying? You definitely don't want to see your child get killed and it's recorded. Like, that's not what you want to see. You don't even want to hear that your child, died or was murdered. But to see it, be able to see the actual video footage, like, that's got to be heartbreaking. So we have to adopt a better mentality than that. That's just, and it's not like I remember they would say shit like, "Oh, you're a sellout. Like, if you don't come back, okay. Like, okay, so fucking what? I guess I'm a sellout. What am I coming back for? I spent most of my life trying to get the fuck out. Why am I coming back? I don't think there's anybody out there that can come up with a plausible reason as to why, if I worked and fought so hard to get out, I should have to come back. I can give back is not the same as come back. I can start a charity. I can pay for the local YMCA or something. I'm giving back. I don't have to come back. Like, and especially knowing the mentality, I'm sorry, but knowing the mentality of our people, hell fucking no. Hell no. You think I'm going to come back to a place where the average motherfucker don't make it, have 4 or 5 kids out of wedlock, on welfare or some sort of government assistance, pretty much their whole existence has been menial labor jobs, bullshit jobs. Y'all know how that shit go, check to check jobs. You think I'm coming back so that y'all know I'm back and I can perform for you? No, I'm not doing that. Sorry. That shit just don't make no sense. I'm not going to be able to do it. Doesn't register in the common sense that God has given me or the universal powers have given me. That doesn't register for me to want to be back in the hood with my peoples. Like, no, we're not doing that. No. Because if anything, excuse me, y'all, I told y'all I just came back from outside, so I'm still kind of overheated. But if anything, my people should be with me, because realistically, a whole city is not my people's. I'm sorry, they're just not. They don't even know me. How does a whole city personally know me? Impossible. So yeah, my peoples should be with me. If I'm going to do a show, it's going to be in a big ass venue. I'm not hanging out at the local pool hall. I'm not going to so-and-so. Excuse me. I'm not going to so-and-so's after hour spot. I'm not going to the hookah lounge. You can't book me for, even if I do a big venue, you're not booking me for the after party appearance. No, I'm not coming. That shit just screams robbery, possibly take my life. And motherfuckers gotta like stop doing that. It's like it's just some asinine shit that we do as black people, and we have to stop. Like, even I was listening to Schoolboy Q, right? Artists out of the West Coast, I like them. Schoolboy Q make dope ass music and shit. But they was asking him like, how does he feel about that check-in shit? And he said something that was so it was very profound. He said, think about what you're doing. You don't know these motherfuckers in the West Coast. You're calling to check in with a motherfucker who probably got beef with most of the West Coast, but he's supposed to protect you when you get over here? That's a good point. He said the person you probably checking in with is the motherfucker that's gonna have you robbed. Another good point. And when you think about it, grown ass men check in. Who are you? I'm going to come to my city. I'm going to do my show. I'm going to go places where I'm supposed to go, not places where I'm not supposed to go and I want to be seen, so that these bloggers and podcasters could say, oh, so-and-so was at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. So-and-so was at this nondescript sneaker store in Compton. Like, what the fuck am I doing there? No, sir, I'm going to the Bel Air Mall. You understand? With security. You understand? I'm going to 5-star restaurants with security. I'm not going in the hood just to say, yeah, y'all know I'm really from the hood. I'm about that life. You see me over here at this nobody chicken spot and shit. I'm out here. I'm good. I'm good out here. 20 minutes later, so and so's dead on the corner. Robbery. Motherfuckers, we have to stop feeling the need to feel like we have to seek approval when we've done so much already. Yeah, no. We have to stop feeling the need to do that. That's just not it's not a feasible thought process for me. You have to transcend that mode of thinking. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to speak from a platform of I'm better than you or they're better than us or no, it's just a common sense standpoint. It's like you made it. Why are you trying to do everything in your power to unmake it? Does that make sense to y'all? You're trying to do everything in your power to unmake it. All these decisions and choices that you are now making are a process of shit, a process of speeding you towards impending doom. You know, like I always feel like when I look at these dudes, sometimes I know y'all probably seen this shit. They be rolling dice, and they be rolling dice with these traveling dice men and all that. What are you doing? I be looking at this like, what are you doing? Just so somebody can record you and what, try to give you some sort of street cred to say, oh, look, he's outside and he's gambling. For what? Like, nigga, you're a millionaire. Why are you outside rolling dice? Like, it doesn't make sense to me. Some shit just don't make sense to me. And I'm sure a lot of y'all will agree. You know what I'm saying? You hit the Powerball tomorrow. 100%. You hit that Powerball when that shit be like 800 million and 700 million. Man, I don't know about y'all. Man, if I said hello to you yesterday, that might have been the last time I spoke to you. Shit. The fuck am I doing? You think I'm coming back to go to bodegas and shit like that? Like, nah, that's not what I'm doing. Not at all. Not at all. Not at all. For real. Like, and it's just sad every time I see it because every other day it seems like you see some prominent figure in the entertainment world or what have you, and they're either getting assaulted, they're getting robbed, or they're getting killed, and that's just the nature of it. But it could be prevented. Stop showing off. Stop feeling the need to be flashy. Stop feeling like you owe fans anything except for your product. You understand? If I'm a basketball player, the only thing I owe you as a fan is a good performance. I don't owe you anything else after that. If I'm a rapper, R&B artist, hip hop artist, I don't owe you shit but good music. I don't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't owe you photos of my cars, photos of my crib, photos of my kid. I don't owe you photos of the places I go to eat and where I'm at in different cities. I don't owe your ass that. I owe you good music. That's what I owe you. I owe you shit that you could pop off to in the club. I owe you shit that you might be able to, make a baby to. That's all I owe you. I don't owe you anything other than that. These motherfuckers don't, they need better management, better artist management so they can start training these artists so they realize exactly what it is that you're really beholden to so you can stop doing shit that's unnecessary. That's all. Because that shit could have been avoided. You understand? Because when you got real management, your artist is not going outside to get weed or grab some weed or even, he's just not doing that. And he's definitely not going without security because you are the management. Your number one job is to protect what? Your artist, because your artist is your money. So that's what I mean. It be right there too. Motherfuckers don't have good people around them. That's like you go do a show, just hypothetically, you go do a show in like South Bronx or something, but you was the type of artist that talks shit, do that, third. Your peoples ain't supposed to let you be like, oh, I'm just going to run to the corner store real quick. No, the fuck you not. We're going to send somebody else. Because that could just be the opportunity a motherfucker's looking for. So we're not going to let you go to the store. No, you make the music. You make the money. What is you doing? No, you're going to sit your ass right here in this hotel. We're going to send a Boogaloo, man, go to the store, you know what I'm saying? Go get the wop, 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 son, and come back. And that's how that's going to be. But a lot of thinking doesn't happen. That process of thinking, that process of a superior cognitive thought, it's not being, it's not being hammered in these different camps, in these areas, and that comes from, once again, I feel like that's good management, like you have right now, the draft will be coming up soon. You have these NFL kids and what have you, NBA kids. If you're a manager, see, I didn't say agent because agents have other stuff to do. If you're a manager, not to let him go to this hotel suite with 8 white girls of college ages. Why? Something is bound to happen. Somebody's going to say something happened. So you don't let him go, Nah, bro, you're not going over there. Nah, but they invited me, they said I could come. Nah, you're not going. You're not going. You know what I mean? And that's just that. Because I'm trying to protect your future, even if you don't want to protect it for yourself. But we sit here, as a people, and we always crying about the white man, right? Because we do. That's all we do. The white man, the white man. Right now, most of y'all sitting at home. Trump this, i.e. that's still the white man. Trump this, Trump that. When a lot of our direct problems, Trump can't even fix. And has no sort of, what he does has no correlation to what happens to us in these urban areas and lower demographic environments. You understand? What Trump got to do with that? Not one thing. We as a people have a lot to do with that. We as a people got to be more accountable and shit. Like, come on. He got killed by black men. And I'm talking about, Say So Peso, the artist from Saucewalka. He got killed by a black man. He got killed by niggas. I ain't seen no Klansmen jump out them cars and shoot him. I seen niggas. Think about it. When you think about a lot of the violence you do see, you don't see not one hooded Klansman. You don't see one Aryan Brotherhood member jump out. I don't even see no Mexicans. I see niggas. Seriously. You got to reflect and think about that. That's the number one thing you're going to see. You're going to see niggas. Always going to be some niggas. And that's why you hear the terminology, they just doing nigga shit. Because at this point in time, sad to say, it is nigga shit. Crab in a barrel bullshit. Emotional immaturity responses. You understand? Well, I don't like him. I'm killing him. Or, or he did this. I'm killing him. Even to the level of maybe a person took something of yours. I still don't see why the response is as permanent as murder. Why isn't the response, well, I'm gonna take something from him? If you follow along with me, it's always the most permanent response. He took my chain that's worth maybe 16,000. Let's just say he took my chain and was worth 16,000. Then you see him, I'm killing him. Think about it. I'm killing him. I'm killing him for this $16,000 chain. It doesn't occur to people to be like, well, shit, I'm gonna take something from you. Then fuck it. When I catch you, I'm gonna take something from you. Even if it went down to that base level of retaliation. I never understood how the retaliation or the retaliatory response is always so permanent. And I'm talking about, I've seen dudes that might have got into an argument at a club and one dude slapped the other dude. They broke it up. One dude slapped the other dude. They broke it up. When he came in contact with the other dude, he shot him in his face 5 times. You got slapped, homie. It never occurred to you to slap him back when you caught him. The first thing that came to your mind was shoot him 5 times in the face. Our thinking be warped, it be fucked up. And it's sad to see that some of us fight so hard to get successful and we self-sabotage, because of nigga thinking. For a lack of a better term, I'm going to call it nigga thinking. There's thinking, right? Then there's nigga thinking. And what I mean by that, white people got the same problem. Spanish people got the same problem. You got thinking, and then you got cracker thinking. Cracker thinking ain't the same as regular white people thinking. Cracker thinking different. You know what I'm saying? Just like you got Spanish thinking, and then you got El Barrio Spick. thinking. You understand? Those mentalities are way different than Latin thinking. Latin American thinking or South American thinking. When you start getting into, their lower class thinking, it's way different because you basically don't really see shit for yourself. So you have a limited respect for life, for liberty, for happiness of other people because you feel like you don't have it your damn self. So why should you give a fuck about somebody else, being happy, being loved, being et cetera, et cetera. That's not your get down. And I say that to say that, like, if you really follow what I mean, you'll get it. We have too much. We have too much lower class thinking. It's very limited humanity attached to a person that has lower class thinking. Everything is just, very, very brutal, very Cro-Magnon man with their responses. There's no humanity attached to the responses because there's a lack of empathy and respect for the other person, the adversary or the foe, whatever you want to call it. But that boy, that was just uncalled for. Whatever he did, unless he killed somebody, he should not have been killed that day. If he, quote unquote, they whisper in the street saying he might have robbed somebody or ran off with some money. If he did that, ass whooping. Ass whoop, a real bad one too. ICU, put him in ICU. Whoop his motherfucking ass. Take all his jewelry and call it a day. Then I don't understand why would you kill him? You take his fucking jewelry, you whoop his ass, put his ass in the hospital, call it a day. And if the amount of jewelry doesn't equal the amount that was, quote unquote, supposedly taken, you catch his ass again and it takes some more shit until, okay, that debt is paid. But even from a business standpoint, you can't get your money back, quote unquote, this supposedly was the reason. You can't get your money back from a dead man. Like, that's not going to happen. Nobody thinks like that. You can't get your money back from a dead man. And I think when it's like a business thing, isn't it all about the money? Because if it isn't all about the money, then as a man, it's basically some emotional shit. So now you operating along the wavelengths of a woman. So it's not about the money. Oh, it's just emotional. Your feelings are hurt. Okay, sir, your feelings are hurt. And because your feelings are hurt, you have to do the most drastic thing. Man, grow the fuck up, man the fuck up. If y'all don't get back to like putting hands on dudes, knuckling up, because this shit is it's just retarded. Like, even for me, and I'm definitely a dude from the streets. I done hustled. I'm not gonna say too much on here. I don't do self-incrimination, but I done hustled. I done did my thing. I done been in hella hoods, hella neighborhoods, did hella shit, et cetera, et cetera. But it's like, at some point, you have to try to at least transcend above that way of living and that way of thinking, especially if you've put your effort into other things and they've become fruitful. So now that you are successful, it's like, my guy, you work too hard to keep, backpedaling. That's crazy. Like, take anybody. You don't see LeBron hanging out in the slums of Akron, Ohio. Like, real talk. You do not see him hanging out in the slums of Akron, Ohio. Motherfucker bust his ass, work too hard to be back there chilling, hanging out in the projects. For what? Fuck you think, you run all these miles and shoot all these jump shots for? The same way with an artist. What you think they in the studio for? Break after break, hook after hook, cramps in their hand from writing or typing on their phone, putting the song, what I'm saying? Doing the same vocals over and over again. Like, they're trying to be successful, but it's like you need more people around you to help you maintain that mentality of being successful, because there's no reason you need to prove a point to, quote unquote, the masses. That's what you make music for. You have something to say it in your fucking music. You don't need to be seen so that the masses can be sated, so that they can feel like, You know, and I've seen comments before. The minute a motherfucker is in like Popeyes in like the middle of nowhere hood, you know, oh, that's a real nigga. That's what you see that nigga down there in Popeyes. He with the niggas. That's a real nigga. That's a stupid nigga. I'm sorry. I'm gonna say you're a stupid nigga. You was probably an hour away from getting set the fuck up. Cause what the fuck is you doing at Popeyes and you done sold 4 million albums? You better send somebody to Popeyes. There's no reason you should be down there chilling and then decide that I'm going to sit in here and eat too. Hey, make sure you go live so they can see us in here. Like the wolves ain't looking like, yo, look, this nigga live. He in Popeyes. He here, right? He in the city, right? What Popeyes is that? Yo, keep looking. See if you can see which Popeyes they at. There's niggas that do that to y'all. You know, and I hope somebody's manager, something see this and give it to your artists like real talk. Cause they need to understand this is, they need to change their way of thinking. And if you are a mature businessman, as far as being in management, change your way of thinking too, man. Don't let your artists head towards destruction. You know, don't let this person that's worked so hard to be successful take away their success by stupid choices that don't mean shit. You know, you just don't have to do certain things. There's other things to do. I just don't get it. Like, even reading the article, I think I can quote source. He was like, he said that Say So was so happy because think about these words. He was finally going to do a show in Memphis. We're talking about Saucewalka. That means all these years, he's been to all these places and did shows, right? And he's always avoided going to Memphis to do a show. You think about it. He's always avoided it. And Say So was just so happy, like, yeah, we going to Memphis. We going back to my city. I've always watched myself with saying things like that. Terminology. It's never my city. It's not my block. It's not my neighborhood. It's not my town. It's not even my motherfucking state. You understand? Because I don't own that shit. And it'd be very naive of me to think that everybody in this city loves me. See, you have to feel like everybody in the city loves you for you to say my city. And we know, being intelligent beings, everybody in that motherfucking city ain't gonna love you. You feel me? So I definitely would never quote myself as saying, yeah, I'm back in my city and be dead tomorrow in my city. You understand? So much for it being my city. No, bro, you gotta do better. Gotta do better. Definitely shout out to that man, his family. You know, I personally knew him. I'm not gonna get into particulars. I definitely personally knew him, and I didn't want to see his life, you know, come to that. Not to that. Nah, hell no. Definitely not to that. Very, very funny guy, charismatic guy, very witty. You know, definitely just, you know, a decent ass nigga. Honestly, to be, you know what I'm saying. I'm not gonna say he was a saint, and I'm definitely not gonna say he was a sinner. He was a decent ass dude. You know. The regular dude, we all know dudes like that. Everybody, we've been dudes like that, you know? But I didn't think he deserved that. But, you know, once again, it's all about the positions that we put ourselves in. So motherfuckers do have to find themselves in better positions and making better choices so that they are in better positions. I'm not going to say too much on that anymore. You know, that was just me really speaking my piece on that subject. But definitely rest in peace, you know what I'm saying? To the splash god, Say So, you know what I'm saying? Because he definitely was splashing around this country, doing his thing, really doing his thing, and definitely making headway with this music shit. So I was liking that. Definitely appreciated being able to listen to him and see his growth and stuff like that. But you know, with that being said, just, you know, you young brothers that's out here rapping, and I see y'all all the time coming up, make better choices, man. You don't have to be the hardest. You don't have to prove to motherfuckers you like really a street nigga. You don't have to be seen or video footage or Instagram or TikTok in the hood so that they know you real and you not to be played with. You don't even want to put yourself in positions to where you have to prove to people that you not to be played with. You grinding for a better life for you and your family, you and your kids, you and your moms, your granny, your pop, something. Thinking like that is taking away from your ultimate goal. That's what I'm saying. So y'all just got to stop doing that shit, you know. And you know, and moving past that now, other news, you know, I read a lot. You know, I've been doing a lot of research on the DEI program, And I hear a lot of people really, I'm not going to stay on this subject too long because I usually like having my co-host because we like to bounce it back and forth. So when I'm by myself, it's like, it's a little more, I don't know, it's a little more boring. Not that it's boring talking to you, but it's a little more boring. But the DEI shit, I'm going to summarize it real quick. So my people, you can sit out here, you can listen to all these other, black, conscious, righteous people, saying this, that, and the third, Trump this, Trump that. Okay. If you truly know what the D.
Bitches selling tears when they see me like I'm Sammy. I was down for years, but a nigga had to manage. I just kept it serious when the mother niggas panic. God damn it, now I'm in the Maybach roof panoramic.
Yeah, my people. If you truly know what the Trump, I'm not gonna say the Trump. If you truly know what the DI program is, then you do know, right, that it is attached to the affirmative action. It was initially brought upon by our great African American president, Obama, because it included certain rights for the LGBTQ community. That's what the DEI was. That's what happened with that. That's why Elon Musk and Trump are so tight. Elon Musk and Trump are trying, do away with that because it was piggybacked onto the affirmative action. The affirmative action, affirmation laws. So if you understand what I mean, it means that the job hiring, things of that nature, Obama made it so that it included the LGBTQ community. The same thing with Obamacare. When it became the World Care, I might be wrong, but I know it changed from Obamacare to such and such care, but this was still on his watch. But that was, if you look at, you have to look, see, that's the thing, we don't read, but if you read, you will see that now it was meant to include surgery for children and teens that identified as a gender other than the one they were born with. See, that's what was included now in the new Obamacare. That is why Trump is doing away with all of that shit. You want to know what's going on with the Board of Education, right? Because the Board of Education also had a new pretty much bylaw or program inserted into it, which was to be more lenient to the LGBTQ community. So with these things being said, that is the purpose and that is the reason Trump is doing away with that. So don't listen to people sitting there saying, oh, look, he's just attacking black people and he's just trying to do away with all the black rights. No, it's not really his fault. He's not the one that attached, gay rights narrative to affirmative action narratives. That was President Obama. Trump had nothing whatsoever to do with that. But the only way for him to get rid of those same new rights that were given to the LGBT community is he has to do away with the whole program. Do you understand? Sometimes y'all know when you got like termites and stuff in your house or rat infestation or roaches, what you got to do? The traps don't work, right? You got to bomb the whole house in order to get rid of the problem. Essentially, you understand? So a lot of the things you see him dismantling is because the things that he's wholeheartedly against have already been inserted. So in his mind, he's like, I'm going to destroy the whole house so I can get everything out. That doesn't mean it won't be reinserted later, but it means in the meantime, between time, in order for me to get rid of it, because I can't, the way they set it up, he can't singularly remove that. It has to be the whole program. You understand? Because it's been included in that. So, it's not hard to read, you just read a little bit and you peep game and, you see what's going on, but that's what's going on. So while, I love bloggers and I love vloggers and I love other podcasters, but sometimes don't stop with the witch hunt. Stop with the shock value, trying to scare out our people into believing certain narratives that aren't 100% true. I'm not going to sit here and say he's the greatest president ever or the greatest human being, but I'm just trying to shed light and bring clarity onto exactly what it is he's doing and why he's doing it. Because I'm sure a lot of you don't know why he's doing it. You're only reading and hearing other people say, yeah, see, he's racist. He's a Klansman. He's a real Aryan Brotherhood guy. See, look what's in here. Like, no, if you knew what was in there, then you would understand. It would make sense, you know. But other than that, you know, just take your time, do your own research, you know, and I invite you to come back if you feel like I misspoke or something. You know, you just let me know. But I definitely have been reading, and I see what's been implemented in those programs since Obama was in office. So I understand why the Trump administration is removing it, because it's like this goes against everything that as a president and what his, you know, political agenda stands for. It goes against everything that he ran on. You know what I mean? He never ran on, you know, lesbian and gay, bisexual, inclusive laws. He never ran on like certain immigrant things, you know, but these things were already put in place during the Obama administration. Nothing against President Obama. I think he did a fairly good job, honestly. So don't think I'm like, oh, this guy up here, he must hate black people. No, I like President Obama. They actually look good in the White House. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying what it is what it is. Sometimes what it is what it is. I got some pretty cool friends, but they assholes. But they some cool friends to me. But I know they assholes. You understand? Sometimes you got to call a spade a spade. And in the spirit of being accepted as the first black president, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, he definitely, you know, I'm not going to say he was bullied into things, but he, you know, he allowed a lot of stuff to happen. And if you know anything about, you know, politics, these things carry on until somebody changes them. And so now you have a person, i.e. Donald Trump, coming along and he's changing them. And now everybody's like, oh, rah, 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 because you don't understand what's going on in the first place. But I definitely hope I was able to shed a little bit of light for some people that don't quite comprehend why he's doing away with the DEI programs. It's not about black people, you know. It's not about black people. It's about the inclusion of the LGBT community as a minority group, which led to them getting certain surpluses and stimulus packages that were meant initially for who? For the minorities as far as African Americans. See? So understand what I'm saying here. President Obama passed certain laws and passed certain I guess I would say amendments that made the LGBTQ community a minority group on par or on level with African Americans as a minority. You understand? So once you understand that, now you understand why he's like, nah, all that shit is out of here. Because they basically, you know, it's like you cooking soup and you just throw everything in there. And if there's things in that soup you don't want, you can't pick through the soup, right? You got to throw the whole soup away. Start over. That's all. It's no big deal. But yeah, you know, as always, it's a pleasure. You know what I'm saying? We'll be going live soon here and there. We're on Clubhouse now too. I actually kind of like that platform. A lot of disrespectful people there, but I like that platform. Have a Patreon too. A lot of things are, you know, if you look below, you'll see these things. You have any suggestions or anything that y'all want to hear, talk about, you know, because we talk about everything sometimes. Usually we're a little funny up here. We talking about relationships and stuff like that. But a lot of times we get into real topics and stuff. We try to break them down from our perspective. Our perspective doesn't mean it's the perspective. It's just our perspective. And if it's just me talking, it's just my perspective. It's definitely not the perspective. You know what I'm saying? All I can encourage people to do is go read, go research, go find out for yourself. Like, fuck what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Go find out for yourself. And other than that, you know what I mean? Y'all stay up. Y'all be safe, man, and stay out of trouble, man. You know what I'm saying? The Wire Podcast, baby. We always around.